I'm Anuj Bahl, and I work as a program manager on Teams mobile platform. In the last 6 months or so, we've been investing heavily on mobile first innovation and capabilities. We're not just investing on newer features for mobile users, but also making sure that the platform constructs are easier to use and apps are more discoverable and simpler to acquire on mobile. Today, we're going to specifically talk about device capabilities, and these are essentially hardware capabilities that come on your phone. We want to showcase the various scenarios to you on how extensible app developers can utilize these capabilities to build richer mobile-first applications. I want to briefly talk about the various platform constructs and how they essentially look on mobile. I'm sure most of you would be familiar with this, but we have bots, which are conversational entities that perform a certain specific set of tasks. So bots can register with the MS bot framework and then act as essentially any other member as part of a chat or a team. And bots can communicate with users, respond to their questions, proactively notify them about changes, etc. Then we have tabs. These are canvases that can be used to share content, hold conversations, and third-party services. And these are essentially nothing but web views that load a website URL. Messaging extensions is a construct that users can use to aid themselves while they're composing a message. And on mobile, it sort of comes up when you open up the compose extension tray. And lastly, we have personal apps, and these are similar to tabs, but just exist in the personal scope. So while you have tabs that can be configured and designed to be more collaborative in nature, as they can be pinned to a particular chat or channel, users can use personal apps to increase their own productivity. And that's what comes up when you swipe up or on the homepage in the More menu. All right, so before I hand over to Shubham, I just want to talk a bit about why we're really investing heavily in mobile first capabilities. Before the pandemic, the usage of Teams was sort of restricted to North America, but in the last year or so, we've seen the usage grow in other parts of the world. Students, frontline workers, and other blue-collared workers that don't have access to large screen devices use mobile on an everyday basis. And mobile-only users today account for close to 20% of Teams users. And this is one of the fastest growing user segments, and we do expect this growth to sort of continue in the near future as well. So hence, we're focusing on empowering Teams developers to build great mobile-first apps by enabling device capabilities in the JS SDK. Over to you, Shubham, to talk more about the different APIs we've exposed.
Hey, thanks, Anuj. Shubham here, work with Anuj on the platform. So I'll just jump right into the device capabilities which we have developed over the past couple of months, as well as we'll also look into some capabilities that we are currently working and will be releasing in the future. So here's a quick roadmap of how things have been over the past and how it looks in the future. We started off with image capture and photo gallery, image picking kind of scenarios first. So the first two items here on the timeline represent the same. We have used Office Lens, which is like a powerful tool that Microsoft leverages to power scenarios around capturing images through a camera. Then the third one here is recording audio using a microphone. This again is a kind of a very common scenario if you talk about mobile, especially for mobile first scenarios. And then the fourth one here is a location detection interface, which basically means if you're familiar with, say, how we kind of share our location for while booking a ride on Uber or Lyft. So that kind of map interface can directly be leveraged using the APIs that we have recently introduced. Then the fifth one here is around barcode QR code scanner. Again, a very mobile first kind of scenario. So we again use Office Lens SDK to power our control here. We'll go into details of this. I'm just quickly going through the timeline for now. Till now, we have only talked about the mobile capabilities, but some of these capabilities we thought would also make sense to have the desktop counterparts supported as well. So then we kind of work to gain parity in terms of functionality on desktop. So around this quarter, we have been working on the first two set of capabilities around images, camera, location, and making sure that it also works on desktop. So this is our current work that we are doing. Then at the end, the last two are around a people picker HVC meaning a high value control. So they are very common scenarios in which you would want, a control that allows an end user to select a user, say from a chat or channel or within the org, in order to say assign a particular task to the user or just add the user in a particular workflow. We believe that's a very common workflow, and we also wanted to make sure that this kind of control is added to the client SDK itself, so that the developers can directly leverage it instead, using their own, putting in their own effort and building such a control that can be easily leveraged directly. Then the last one is around video capture capability, which we'll be picking up sometime next quarter. I'll be going into quick demos of how these capabilities currently work. So the first one here is around image APIs. So here we just wanted to demonstrate the power that Office Lens provides. So June, if you can just play the demo. I'll just, this doesn't have an voiceover, so I'll just walk everyone through what's happening. So here we just created a sample app to demonstrate the power that Office Lens provides in terms of the edit functionalities and kind of high level image capabilities. So for example, the scenario here is there's an app, parent is trying to share the image of his or her child working with the classroom in a particular app. So as you saw here, the app could directly access certain functionalities which are natively available. And the parent is able to either click an image from camera or just select one from gallery. And then Office Lens provides a host of functionalities such as, you can add text annotations, you can add filters, you can add free hand drawing on top of the images. Basically, you can have all the functionalities which everyone is kind of very familiar with now. And that can be added to the image before sharing it right back to the underlying web app. So this is more about it. Then it's kind of standard stuff. We can pause this demo. It's just submitting the image to the web app and move to the next one. So this demo was around demonstrating how powerful Office Lens is in terms of high-level edit functionalities over images. The next demo we have, that's a common demo that kind of demonstrates three of the capabilities, including the one that we talked about, which is image, and then location and mic. So this one has a voiceover, so I'll just mute myself for a minute or so. Yeah, June, you can just play the demo.
With the help of number of device capabilities now enabled on Teams platform, Contoso has enabled a tab app that lets field agents record information easily on Teams itself that is instantly viewable on the Contoso repair channel. The field agent can quickly create a new inspection item and raise a ticket. The field agent can use the attach picture option to capture images of the car using Office Lens. They have the option of choosing these images from the gallery or clicking them with the camera. Using the multiple image support, the field agent can upload multiple images of the car at the same time. They also have the option to choose and pick the current location of the customer by dropping a pin at the map interface. Instead of typing out a description of the car, the field agent can record an audio description of the car itself. On recording the audio successfully, the field agent can submit the ticket, and finally, the information is added to the tab app in the channel.
Yep. So that was a short demo of a simple app we built that leverages three of our capabilities around image, location, and audio or mic. The last demo that we have, at least for this area, is around a QR barcode scanner capability, which just went live last month. So yeah, this again has a voiceover. So I'll mute myself. June, you can play the demo.
Here's a demo showcasing QR and barcode scanner capability that's being added to the Teams Client SDK. Max, a Contoso employee, needs IT support to fix his laptop. He uses the incident reporting app to raise support request. Earlier, entering asset code manually used to be really inconvenient, with the code being lengthy and typed usually in small font. Also, there was always a risk of making mistakes. Now, Max uses his phone's camera to scan the asset barcode, which automatically fills in the asset info fields. This makes the process of raising support ticket much simpler. And after entering the issue description, Max just hits submit to generate a fresh support ticket. Max's life is easier now, thanks to QR and barcode scanner capabilities present in the Teams Client SDK.
So that was around the QR barcode scanner capability, which just went live around last month. So this is a control that we are currently working on. So this is again something that we have been hearing a lot from our developer community, and especially our 3P partners, who all of them had a requirement, a control which can be used, leveraged to pick people. It's not an easy process to do, and if something like this can be extended right out of the Teams Client SDK, then that would add a lot of value to the developer community in general. So we listened to that feedback. And yeah, here's kind of the work that we are currently doing. And these are just walks for now, but it's under progress. So as you see, here's a sample purchase approval kind of workflow, wherein one of the steps is to select the approver. So the second and the third screens that you see here, these represent the experience that would again be coming in form of an API in the client SDK. So this entirely would be just one API call away. So developers can just leverage that call, that capability, and you'll have you don't have to invest as much in building a people picker on your own. So here on second and third screens, the end user selects the respective approver. And as you see in the last screen, the name of the approver and relevant details get shared back with the underlying app. And the end user hits send, and the workflow gets completed. Yeah, so these were the demos. Now coming to what APIs to leverage. I'm glad to tell that all our documentations have now been updated and published. I will provide the link to everything that we just demonstrated, all the APIs and how they work, and even sample code snippets to make sure that you don't get stuck anywhere. So I'll just quickly go through the APIs, the corresponding APIs to the relevant API capabilities we just discussed. So the first one is around images, image capture, and also we have another API for providing an image viewer control as well. So select media is the API that you will need to invoke or call to kind of capture or let users capture and attach images to the underlying web app. So I just wanted to cover the configurations also real quick. So we kind of understood that there are different requirements or use cases coming in from mobile first scenarios, such as, for example, there was a scenario which one of our customers was asking that, we want to create a check-in kind of app wherein the user is restricted to capture image only using the front camera. We don't want users to rotate the camera at all. Or there were scenarios like, we have the scenario that we want users to scan a picture instead of capturing a picture. And then there were scenarios around, in quality check or quality inspection kind of scenarios. They wanted to do a freehand annotation over the image before submitting it to the app. So different scenarios kind of translate here to different configurations that we have kind of provided. So you can change these configurations as per your need of the app. And respectively, the control would make sure that it opens in a relevant configuration. So the second one here is number of medias that can be attached, pretty straightforward. Third one is the source. Source means whether you'd like to let users capture an image or pick an image from the gallery, or let the users choose which one they want to do. Then the fourth one here is the start mode. So Office Lens supports a couple of scan modes as well, instead of like standard image capture kind of mode. So it supports document scanning, whiteboard scanning, and business code scanning. So if you have a scenario wherein the control should open in a particular scan mode, then that too is available in form of configuration. Then the fourth last one is around camera switcher. If you want to default to front or back camera, or want to restrict users to use only a particular camera, then this is the configuration to use. The last three are around editing. So inking, applying text stickers, and applying filters. So these are just Boolean configurations. If you set them to true, these capabilities will just show up in the camera control. Then the last thing I want to cover is around view images. View images is another API that we have added to the SDK, which can directly be leveraged to have a image viewer kind of control, so that you can just use an inbuilt control instead of building your own image viewers to preview the attached images. So coming to the location APIs, there's just two pretty straightforward APIs here. One is get location, one is show location. Get location would be used to capture users' location. We have configurations which kind of let the developers decide whether they want to show a map or not show a map. And if they want to show a map, then would the user be allowed to move around the map and pick any location on the map, or are they restricted to submit only their current location? So all of them are the configurations that can be created by using allow choose location and show map variables, which are the configurations that we currently support. So allow choose location would mean a map would open. This again is coming from mobile first scenarios that we have heard a lot. For example, in some scenarios, the apps just want to show the map as a confirmation screen, and they want the user to submit only their current exact location for verification kind of scenarios. So listening to those kind of feedback, we have this configuration that restricts user to either submit the current location only, or maybe enables users to pick any location on the map and share with the underlying web app. And show map is just a common, like as the name suggests, it's a configuration. If set to true, it would show the map. If set to false, then this is kind of a scenario which is also currently enabled by the HTML5 get current position kind of API. So it just kind of fetches the current coordinates from the GPS of the device and shares with the underlying web app without showing any particular map on the UI. Then the other API is show location. It would just open a particular location that you provide to this API on the native mobile supporting app. So coming to the last two capabilities that we have rolled out for now, microphone is again very simple. There's just one API which we have already discussed. So select media is kind of an umbrella API. So we have just extended select media, which we discussed earlier, to also support mic capability. So basically the interface is same as seen in the demo. Using this API, a small kind of bar would appear at the bottom of the screen, wherein the end user will have the option to stop the recording whenever the user feels like ending the recording, and the recorded audio stream gets shared with the underlying app. So the only configuration here is max duration, which kind of is limited currently at 10 minutes. And if you set this duration to say 1 minute, then the recording would automatically terminate after that set period. Then the last capability is around barcode QR code scanner. Again, just one API which is called scan barcode. The only configuration we have is timeout intervals in second. It's currently maxed at 60 seconds and default is 30 seconds, but it can be configured per the needs of the end user. All the experiences were kind of demonstrated back in the demos. So yep, I hope everyone can relate which APIs correspond to which capability. And we just shared a blog post recently on all the 4 capabilities we just talked about, which is, to summarize, which is around image APIs, which is capturing an image or picking an image from gallery or viewing image. Then secondly, around location, which is getting a user's location or showing a location on a map. Third is around audio or mic, which is recording audio on using the device microphone. And the final one was around QR barcode scanner, which is again being added to the client SDK as a ready-to-use control right out of the box. So you can just check out this blog post. The link is ak.ms device capabilities, and also respective documentations. So that's all we had from the device capabilities area. I hope everyone did find some value in what we have been developing, from especially looking at the mobile first vision that the team currently has. Do share a feedback on the chat, and also share any questions on the chat if you have any. Thanks. Over to you, June.
Awesome. Thank you, Shubham. Thank you, Anuj. And as Shubham mentioned, on that blog, you can find all of the resources and the dev documentation that they mentioned as well. So be sure to check out that link. Let me go back so that you guys can have it again in front of you if you haven't copied it already, but aka.ms/device capabilities. Thank you guys so much.